Phoenix Down Radio is on the air. With your hosts, Klaus Nightbringer, Seyrr Chili, and Luna Vox.
Welcome everybody to Phoenix Down Radio episode number 40. How's it going, everybody?
What?
Is our podcast over the hill? Is it going to have a midlife crisis? Is it
You're a midlife crisis?
Is it going to dump half our hosts for a younger set of hosts in a convertible?
Yes.
Shit. Which half am I in?
And apparently Chili and Luna are still sleeping.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just had a long trip. I've been gone for a month.
And boy, are your arms really tired?
Cute. Yep.
I mean, welcome back.
My arms tired. Thanks, Klaus. Thanks.
We actually did miss you. It's good to have you back. Also, we have a special guest joining us today.
No, we don't.
You're saying he's not special? Guest.
Well, maybe a little bit.
Well, depending on what type of special you mean, I guess. We are joined by Flattuss from Maelstrom Radio. How's it going, Flattuss?
Hi, I was voted best beard on the internet.
By one vote.
Fighting words right out the
Ouch.
barrel.
Ouch. I like where this is going.
Fight me, bro.
Hi, how's it going?
Well, what's funny is neither one of us have those beards anymore.
Yeah, no.
Instead, I have a beard.
In fact, well, I still have a beard. I just shortened it up quite a bit because you know what? Full beards, while they can be cool, they get kind of scratchy.
Dude.
I don't get scratchy all too much. I get hot because I live in Florida.
Yeah, that too.
You should try not living in Florida.
Yeah, that might help.
I so don't fit the dynamic here. I like the cold weather and I hate the beach. I don't know why I live here.
You sound like you'd be perfect in Minnesota.
It's a trap.
Probably would.
Don't do it.
Is it?
Oh, very good. It's always cold here.
Just wait until it's 50 below when there's 3 feet of snow.
Yeah. Uphill both ways.
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't get snow.
When do we hit that midlife crisis part of the show?
You mean
like
we haven't
already? Yeah.
We've been in crisis since episode 0. I don't know.
Full life crisis? It's just been a full life crisis.
Yeah, it's all crisis.
Well, any day now, we're going to get it together, move out of our parent podcast basement, and really get that, like, the world take notice of us.
Aren't we technically the parent podcast?
God, are we like a team?
We live in our own basement.
Well,
I
do live in my own basement. Oh my God.
Wait, so are you your own parent? Is there cool time travel shit going on here?
I have 2 sets of parents, so
there's time travel and alternate universe stuff going on.
No.
Dun, dun, dun.
I think we need to move on.
Yeah.
The silliness, while interesting, let's move on. So, how's everybody been the past 2 weeks? Or Luna, how have you been? Let's start there.
I've been well. I've been kind of power learning crafting.
I've seen that.
Yeah. Melds are a bitch.
Right?
I'm not going to say how much money I've put into over melding my gear.
Well, yeah. Well, that's why those sets from the 3 lines go for so much.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
or you not having to deal with that.
You could always just send your squadron out to get materia.
I have one of those. I haven't touched that in months.
I actually have full stacks of crafting and gathering materia tier 4s.
You're kidding me.
No,
do you
I'm
really?
not. I really do.
Full stacks.
Yes.
99.
Yes.
Wait, how expensive are crafting materials here?
20 to 30k for tier 4s.
Wow. They're about 4k on Ultros.
Wow.
Well, it depends on which
4 to 5K.
ones I think it is, but Well, we have a lot more people who craft here, so they sell really fast. They don't have a chance to go down in value.
A friend of mine was saying that they did seem to be spiking recently. We're not quite sure why. Was the new. Yeah, but I mean, like, why now? If they hadn't been like, does bringing them back for the 3.5.6 stuff really convince them? Okay, now's the time to start that crafting stuff. I don't know.
Or maybe people are just getting into the want to be ready for Stormblood.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice hook.
Yeah. That's what we're going to be talking about later on in the discussion. But a little bit, let's see what else people have been up to. Flattuss, how have you been the past few weeks?
I'm all right.
What was that noise? I'm sorry. What was that? Did you turn into Bobcat Goldthwait or something?
You could be an occasional guest on Wait, Don't Tell Me. He's fairly delightful when he's on that.
I was playing some Final Fantasy 14.
Look what I started.
Yeah.
God damn it.
We're all going to start this episode. Everyone does an impression.
I'm just going to start talking in my Minnesotan accent, and we're good.
Piece of candy.
There you go.
Oh, there. Oh, hey there.
Quick,
oh,
Seyrr.
golly gee, you guys.
Do your best accent.
Well, Seyrr's going to do his impression of an NPR host.
I don't know what you're talking about. Now, let's turn to Russia. I mean, you just need that gentle smoothness, little bit of monotone. Start talking about stuff that no one cares about unless they care about it more than anything. Oil prices rose sharply today in after-hours trading.
I heard Chili doesn't mean Christopher Walken. Go ahead, Chili.
What?
No? No?
No?
Christopher Walken.
Anyway.
Anytime I'll do an accent, it'll just end up sounding more British.
British Christopher Walken. Let's make that a thing.
Let's not.
Quick.
Do your Michael Caine.
Quick, Chili, do a British guy.
Hello?
Oh, no, wait. No. We got to flash back to FanFest. Do an American accent.
Oh, God.
Say something in Minnesota, your accent again.
We went off the rails really fast.
Oh, golly gee, don't you know how to talk Minnesota?
Yeah, there.
Don't you know?
It's not that hard, eh?
It's not that hard, eh?
Talk through your nose.
Oh, God,
This is why I'm not invited to shows.
Because, yes. No, it's all good.
We're not.
Yeah, that one I could do.
We're suddenly...
Oh, what'd you think of Chili? Oh.
Are you Cartman? Are you Cartman?
If he brings up Barbara Streisand, we need to step away. Anyway, we have Flattuss joining us this week because we decided to do a really interesting two-part crossover event between our show and his show, Maelstrom Radio, where some of us will be joining them on Monday to continue on the discussion we're going to have, talking about how do I get ready for Stormblood. So we hope you guys tune in for that as well, and hope you guys enjoy what we have to bring to the show on that. So thanks for joining us on that, Flattuss.
Was Klaus just being a robot for anyone else?
I think it was just you. Remember, you are all the way across the world, so servers maybe don't like you.
I'm sorry, Chili.
Yes, sorry.
I'm sad now.
Aww. In other show news, I will be actually going to Anime Detour this coming weekend, April 5th through the 7th. If anybody who is watching us live or listening to the podcast will be there, and you see me, say hi. I'm actually going to have some leftover buttons from FanFest and some nifty new info cards to hand out. So, it's be a fun time. Lots of anime to watch. I'm actually going to be cosplaying as Kakashi from Naruto. So that'll be kind of fun.
Kakashi Sensei?
Kakashi Sensei. Actually, Kakashi Hokage.
Oh.
And yes, and I will actually be there with Nick Nar. He is going to be at the Detour with us.
Nick Nar.
So that'll be fun. I'll also be there with my half-brother and half-sister, so it's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys have never been there, you should, and you're in the area, you should try it out sometime. It is a blast. It's where we actually met Aya for the first time, right, Luna?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it is. And then
she got all
madness.
famous and shit, and yeah,
Yeah.
cool. And speaking of my half sister, she's actually in the chat with us. Thanks for joining us for the show. So that's kind of cool. All right, so let's talk about a little bit of game and community news. For most of you who are aware, patch 3.56 was released on Tuesday. The final chapter of the Heavensward story is now out, and there was quite the interesting story developments for those of you who finished the story. We're not going to spoil it, don't worry, but damn.
Spoiler cast later.
Yes.
So how about that?
That thing with the stuff.
So how about that?
Yeah, I dare.
How about that glorious, glorious, entire multi-scene previous Final Fantasy reference?
Yes, which was pretty amazing, actually.
That is sufficiently vague, but recognizable for people who actually saw it. It's amazing.
The only spoilers are what me and Seyrr are wearing. That's all we're going to go with.
I'm technically wearing it too. You can't really see it though.
Yeah, I guess you are, aren't you? Your arms are kind of
Rude.
blocking it.
Rude.
Right?
Also, I think you changed boots or something.
I make this shit look good.
I'm wearing different boots
I'm
because
not
these are
basic.
awesome.
But how are you going to show off the high-class Setai Ryoiki? Check it out here. Super long stockings, short skirt, tiny little leg territory there. All I need is the twin pigtails and the tsundere attitude, and I will be grade S+.
No.
Baka.
No. Baka.
This isn't
Oh, God, I
Persona.
feel
Come
dirty.
on. That's not out till later.
Yeah, I'm just shit all of you when that happens.
I'll still be here, guys. You'll still have me.
Yes. So you guys notice that the free trial is no longer 2 weeks?
Yes.
That's
Yes,
actually pretty cool. So those people who want to try out Final Fantasy XIV for a little bit more time, that it's no longer time limited. You still can only get to level 35. You cannot create a free company or a link shell. I don't think you can join a free company either, can you?
I don't
No.
think you can. No.
You can't
Yeah.
tell or shout, but you can experience what the game has to offer up to level 35, the first 10 levels of Palace of the Dead, and the Gold Saucer.
I'm excited.
Okay, so question now. Is that one class to 35, or can I go off and do as many as I want?
I think it's as many as you want.
All
Really?
So you could theoretically get all the classes to 35, minus the 3 from Heavensward.
Huh.
And then you would be effectively limited main scenario because you would once you would reach the ones that require level 36 to begin them.
Yes.
What class is
Sakura
that anyways?
says. Sakura said that if you signed up before and your free trial expired before Tuesday, you cannot get the new free
Okay,
trial.
so it's
now.
only for new trial accounts, and that makes sense, but
Yeah.
just create a new account.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can stop making
here we
fake
are.
accounts now.
So plot-wise, you would reach the point where you find out that Marquez is Sid.
What?
Wow. That was a
Spoilers.
long time ago. But yeah, spoilers. God.
So yeah, about the point where you first head for Ishgard in terms of the main scenario.
No,
Okay.
35 is tired, isn't it?
34 is Titan.
Yeah, so you get to fight Titan.
Yep.
It's about-
And then after
it's
that,
probably
you
a good
get
place.
you get the introduction to the next bit of things.
Yeah, because if you can stomach getting through story mode Titan and you like that kind of torture, then this is the game for you.
Yeah. You get through Titan, you get to find out that all the Scions are dead, you find out who Sid is, and that's the point where it's like, okay, if you want more, pay up.
Please insert 25 cents.
I don't know. Shin and I, were kind of like, you're gonna make people go through that party quest. They're not gonna.
Yeah, you have to go get your cheese and your wine. Yeah, that's.
You should have put them right at 30, right before that.
Well, I mean,
they wanted them to give a taste of jobs as well.
Also, I mean, you can sign up for the game long before you get to that. Like, nothing about this is saying that you have to wait until that point to sign up. It's if you've gotten to that point and you still haven't ended the free trial, then it'll be like, okay, come on. You've got the jobs, you went through this thing, and you're still here. You should just admit who you are and what you've become and give us some money.
Give us all your money.
Become one of us. One of us.
One of Chile. One of Chile.
Like, I saw some sites note that this was free to play, and I mean, that section of the game is probably free to play, but it's not. The game's not free to play.
No.
Not at all. Not at all.
So just make that up.
All right. Feast Season 4 has begun now in earnest, so if you are a PvPer, go do it. You probably are, but
still don't even have my Darrow items.
Yeah, though those are now available from the Gold Saucer, but they're not dyeable, and they're not available from the Calamity Salvager once they take them away.
And
Also,
they're not
pretty
cheap.
Yeah.
And they're expensive.
Like, it is seriously cheaper to get them through just doing the daily
Yeah.
PvP roulette.
Yeah. Plus, you can get your mounts. Though I've heard that the mounts are not going to go away. As long as you're at the point. Like I said, this is all just conjecture because it's unless they take away your ability to get the achievement. You know, theoretically, once the event goes away, you should still be able to get them as long as the achievements stay in the game.
Well, the achievement requires you to talk to the NPC, right?
Yes. So as long as you're able to get that first part done, yeah, you're golden. Theoretically.
Unless they expire the achievements.
Yeah. And I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
The only ones that
sure
aren't able to be gotten now were from 1.0.
That said, if it's something you're at all interested in, better to start on it sooner than later just to be safe.
Very true. And let's keep those queue times low.
Mm-hmm.
So, new optional items. So you get to dress up like everybody's favorite Lord Commander of Ishgard, or members of the Evil Heavens Ward.
Oh god, eventually I'm going to just end up in a party with someone who's dressed up just like Seyrr and who keeps going on about how sickness must be purged. And I'm going to hate them and give them my command.
I have,
or maybe it's going to be you.
With that. I have issues with the Emmerich outfit.
What, the fact that it's limited to males only?
Males only, but the haircut isn't.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Females can wear the haircut, but I'm not going to buy an outfit for $15 just so I can get a haircut.
Right. That's understandable.
So what you're saying is you're going to Fantasia to male and then buy this.
Yes, and then
no, because then I'm gonna miss my boobs and just Fantasia right back.
Well, you're gonna Fantasia right back no matter what anyway.
Exactly. But at least you'll get to wear it.
I'll give it to my retainer.
There we go then. Amaric could be your retainer.
Oh my god. I already have Luna and Titus.
You mean Yuna? Luna.
Yeah. That.
Well, now you could have Yuna, Titus, and Amaric.
Yes.
Fantasy 10 would be much better with Luna as the main character. You'd kick his ass for being
because
stupid.
you know what I would literally do? I'd go up to Seymour and just kick him in the dick. That's all. And then game done.
No, what you should do is you should go, yeah, I'll marry you, yeah. And then during your wedding night, just after everything's happened, he's fallen asleep, send him. Do the sending.
Yeah, see, that's what Yuna was trying to do.
Is that called prima nocta? What's
Kicking the dick.
No.
Yeah, and then also, speaking of things you didn't think you'd hear today, right?
So yes, dress up like Amaric and members of the Heavens Ward.
Yes.
Also, I think there was.
Go ahead.
I think there are some items from last year's Hatching Tide, including that must-have Papaya Orchestrion roll.
Yes, they are. Those are available. Speaking of Hatching Tide, this year's events start on Tuesday and runs through April 17th, which is right after Easter, I believe.
When is Easter? Yeah, Easter this year is the 15th, I think.
16th.
16th, you're right. 15th is a Saturday, 16th is a Sunday.
Yes, because we have an episode on the 15th, so.
Crap.
Yes. Well, you said you're going to be at a friend's birthday that day, so.
Oh, right.
It's okay. I have no life. I'll be here.
Thank you, Chili. You can
Same
join
here.
me in having no life.
Wow, rude.
Well, I didn't say you didn't have a life, Luna.
Yeah, but I'll be here.
Yay!
Yeah.
The items that they've showcased so far include a giant flying Allegan egg mount and holiday wallpaper.
Which I want in my life.
They missed a big opportunity with that egg mount. They should have made Lalafels fly on it like they do the ADS mount.
Where they're all just like lying sprawled across it.
Yeah, and they don't, and they missed a big opportunity.
But then you can't dance on it.
Why do you want to dance on it?
Because it'd be funny. Dancing on a giant flying egg? Duh.
You can't.
They should
Yeah,
make
I
it
don't
a
think
thing.
you can dance on
Klaus.
this.
Klaus.
Make it a thing.
You
I want this egg. It is amazing.
And also we have a naked Bulu dancing behind us.
that is.
Oh my God,
that's-
Bulu, we can't take you anywhere.
I didn't even see that.
didn't
That is
take him here.
amazing.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
We didn't take
Go,
them here.
Bulligan. Go.
See,
Dance. Dance if
I'm
you
not-
want to.
I'm not there, but I'm pretty sure, like, the way it looks on screen, it looks like he's in the barrel, and I'm just going to assume he's making wine.
Yes, he's stomping on it.
Yeah, he's stomping on it, doing a little dance. That's his wine dance.
Luna,
What?
you hear that? That's the sound of your property values falling.
Hey, that's outside the fence.
Hey, it could be increasing.
Yeah.
It depends.
And yeah, and if your neighbor has like 20 cars up on blocks and they're doing naked wine stomping in the front yard, your property value's going down.
I
He's
know.
not
If
my
you,
head.
you had to
And
say
he's in the
it.
yard.
Oh shit!
I know.
He
Did you
heard
guys
that.
check-
He's
Yeah.
learning.
Oh no, he's like what's the Arizing website to check for guys like him?
I don't know if they have any Erzing sex offenders website yet.
That's called To Catch a Predator. And now it's raining. Look what you did, Bulu.
Yeah. Like, what's the Lalafell naming equivalent for Megan?
Oh my God! He did a rain dance. It made.
Oh, neat.
A naked winemaking rain dance, yes.
So anyways,
More information can be found out on the Lodestone. We'll link that in the show notes. They declared the winners of the Bright Eyed Superstars contest. And
Yeah.
it was a thing.
What
was
is
that?
this? What is this? I don't know what this is.
It was
So,
the last
uh,
contest that they
contest.
ran. It was a screenshot
What?
contest.
Yeah, you had to be a
When?
pop star group.
yeah,
What?
based on the Little Ladies Day event.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Hey, the winning
Okay.
one of the winning ones had a really great use of Asylum. There were a couple really clever parodies in there. There was a Village People Lalafell one that was pretty funny.
Was it an NA contest?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've been out of the loop.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yep.
I wanted Chin and I to be a Salt and Peppa, but didn't.
You should have done that!
Here I go. Here I go.
Push it real good.
Well, no, if you'd have been Salt and Pepper, then I could have jumped in trying to do a Deadpool cosplay, and
Yeah.
it would have been awesome.
You do
Shoop,
not interrupt.
shoop,
Push it.
doop.
Hey.
Push it real good.
So yeah, anyway, you can go out to the Lodestone and check out those winners.
Yep.
The Daddy of Light is coming to Netflix.
Can't wait.
God, why did they have to keep that name?
Oh, Daddy.
Oh my god.
That is disgusting, Klaus. Never do that again. Oh.
So, anyways, the actual one, it is a Japanese drama that follows a true story about a father and son whose bond strengthens that they play FF14 together. The son gives his dad a copy of Final Fantasy XIV and some game time cards as a gift. And as his dad gets into the game, he starts logging in and secretly helping him out without revealing who he actually is.
Which, to be fair, though, that would be so awkward.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but also a little bit cute. Anyways, it's coming to Netflix. Japanese audiences are supposed to be getting it later this month, and American audiences sometime in the fall. It actually does sound like a kind of cute story. I could see something like that happening with my dad, but...
Yeah, but the name is terrible.
Oh, Daddy.
Why?
No, Chili. Oh!
Okay, this
New
is turning into a let's
Vanderbilt
make...
Quest confirmed.
Sickness must be purged.
Luna's stomach must be purged.
Ugh. That is the most disgusting thing. Oh!
I don't want to... Listen, I don't want to... Is there a way I get you to say sickness must be purged and then make that vomit thing so I can add it to our soundboard? Because
Sure.
I kind of want... I mean, if I got to play Klaus saying daddy again to get you to do it, I'll do it.
Hey, I said it last time.
I mean, if I got to double up.
Dude, I know people are going to be like, don't kink shame Luna, but no, if you are into that, you should feel bad. You are bad and you should feel bad.
That's what Daddy said.
I can't.
And that's all. Goodbye, folks.
Fuck no.
Push it real good.
Now, I saved the best piece of news for last. I don't know if you guys have been keeping an eye on the Square Enix YouTube channel, but they just announced a really amazing game that's coming out soon. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that here. For those of you who are listening to this on the podcast, we will link this in the show notes as well, so check it out there. But for those of you watching us live, we are going to go ahead and watch this beautiful video. Just take a look. Now, was that not amazing or what?
So rise with me, rise with me, rise with me, rise up, rise.
I actually thought that was a very cute April Fool's joke that they came up with this year.
It was. I really like the music. I always love old video game music like that.
Chiptune style, I'd love it.
Yeah. Like, if I could get that as like a ringtone, I would.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the music out of Alexander, and like I said, the chiptune version that they came out with there was really cute. You know, we've gotten some of these things that were April Fool's jokes for real.
Is this about to be about Lord of Verminion?
Coming to the Gold Saucer.
Tactics Alexander. That would be actually kind of cool to have that in here versus you can get rid of Verminion.
Be like a little dungeon crawler.
But only if they force us to actually, only if they actually force us to use MGP like an arcade.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
It'd be fun. I think it's cute. They put in a lot of time into it, so.
Oh my God, Gold Saucer Arcade! You've got Tactics Alexander. You've got that fighting fantasy game they had a couple Aprils back.
Yeah, maybe they can bring in the snowboard game.
Yeah.
And they can bring in the greatest game of all time, the Moogle Kupo Nut Quest
the
one.
Kupo Nut one. I wanted to get a girlfriend.
Mog House. Thank you.
Well, yeah, the one thing with that.
Yes. Wait, was that the right name? I was about to
Maybe
yell.
that's what they can call it, the Moogle Arcade.
There we go. But
Come
no,
on,
that-
Essie.
Yeah,
know you want
MVP microtransactions.
Mog House was the name of it.
Yep.
Oh my god, I replayed that game and I don't know why.
but
You
no,
got a reward for the second time.
it would be cool if they made that into a new mobile game.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it looks very GBA style or Game Boy Color, something like that.
I mean, like, they had one very much like that on, I want to say, the PSP. I never did finish that one. I feel kind of bad about it.
I don't recall that one. The only one I know of on there was wasn't there a Final Fantasy VII game on PSP?
Crisis Core.
Crisis Core?
Tactics
I made that
War of
joke
the
in
Lions,
chat
wasn't
earlier.
it?
Oh yeah, Tactics was as well.
Okay. But yeah, it'd be cool to have something like that, as a real game. So, maybe if they decide to not take a big long vacation, they can maybe put some dev time into that.
No, I think no. So PSP had a Tactics Ogre and a Fantasy Tactics War of the Lion remake.
Okay.
The sprites in that Tactics Alexander were on point. That Sid in the Ishtola actually looked pretty good. And the
Yeah.
little Rage of Halone attack.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I thought they did a great job on it. It was cute.
Nick also said GBA had Fantasy Tactics Advance and Tactics Ogre, the Knights of Lodus.
That's probably what they based it off of.
Yeah.
Those styles.
Mm-hmm.
These are both great games.
Lots of really good Final Fantasy games throughout all the different consoles. Most of them, I should say.
The original Tactics never got released here until the remake.
Yeah,
Wow.
for the PlayStation.
Yeah. As we all know, Final Fantasy VII was technically our first ever Final Fantasy in Europe, so...
That's so weird.
And sad. Well, you had Mystic Quest, I thought.
Yeah, but it wasn't branded Final Fantasy here.
Though it was still
It
a
was just-
Square game, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but it was just branded Mystic Quest.
Because they didn't know how you would handle Final Fantasies, huh?
Well, yeah.
If it was too adult for people?
Yeah. If we can't handle ninjas, how can we handle Final Fantasy?
Oh, shit.
Teenage Mutant Hero
Turtles. Heroes in the half shell. Hero power.
Hero power.
All right. So, if there's anything else that you guys can think of, game community news-wise?
Well, not especially. We're kind of getting to a quieter point right now, it feels like.
Yeah.
Did you miss the other April Fool's joke?
I must have.
Yeah,
You didn't-
I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it
You,
yet. But
you didn't see the favor system?
No, that's an old one from like
Is that old?
2014.
yeah,
Oh,
That was their
people need to
first
stop
one.
Was that their
I
first
s-
one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
am still disappointed that
that myself.
April Fools! You got fooled yourself.
I fooled myself about the date of that.
Oh. I still want to see the battle to the death against Wedge for Tataru's love.
that'd
So let's see. In the past, so they had that the dating sim basically, the favor system. Then they
to be
had.
honest,
Go ahead.
we've kind of got that right now with the new Zoe quest lines.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Sort
not
of.
dated, but
So
remember,
the-
it's going to expand to more NPCs. So
So what you're saying is eventually Tataru's going to be asking us for stuff, and then everyone will have Tataru as their waifu.
Yes.
best waifu.
How do I?
So I think that was the first April Fool's joke. The next one was Verminion in 2015. Last
the joke
year's
was on us on that one.
right. And last year's was the Choco Go.
Yeah.
The Chocobo Uber, basically.
But the Japanese had a different April Fool's Day joke last year, if I'm rightly. They had a male version of the dating. Where
I want to see this.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up, but they had a male version of the dating where you could make date different male NPCs, and also I can't remember, it was something weird as well. It was really funny. Oh, Kane wants me as a waifu.
Aww.
Oh.
All right. So if that'll do it for that, let's go ahead and jump right into our discussion topic. With the release, I can talk today. With the release of patch 3.56, the final part of the Heavensward story is now complete. And with the new expansion just around the corner, how do we get ready for Stormblood? Maybe you play every day, keep capped on your tomes, are clearing out Alexander Savage every week. Maybe you're just logging in every once in a while, or maybe you're brand new to the game and still working out how to get through the main storyline in A Realm Reborn. But you still want to try and get ready for Alamigo and Doma just the same. So how do you make sure you're ready to go? That's what we're going to try and explain during this part of the show today. So really, let's start if you're a new player. My half-sister falls within this. She just got the game for Christmas. And she's really, new with it. And if you're kind of in that boat, just enjoy the game. Don't feel rushed by any means. I mean, new content's always coming out for all types of games. Doesn't mean you have to rush through it in order to, be the newest, best, baddest stuff. Just enjoy the game because that's what you paid for, right?
Yeah. And when they do add new stuff, they do tend to make it easier to catch up on the old stuff. So they're going to make it so it's not nearly as difficult. They do recognize that people want to get to that end game. So you don't have to put in a lot of extra effort for it. They're already going to make it a little bit easier. And if you rush too much through it, oftentimes you end up skipping a lot of the stuff that is the reason that people fell in love with the game. And so it leads to okay, I'm here, now what? Sort of thing.
I mean, granted, it's not going to be nearly as hard as it was when, when it first comes out, back in my day type of thing. But,
but people who act like that are lame.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So anyways, for those, I do want to mention, for those of you who are have joined up because you heard about Red Mage and Samurai, and you're like, oh yeah, I want to get on this, I want to be ready for it. They did learn their lesson with Heavensward. They have confirmed that Red Mage and Samurai will be available as long as you can get to level 50, and there might be some minor story completion, but you're not going to have to be through the entirety of Heavensward to get to it.
You do have to own the X-Pack, though.
Yeah.
But you get the expansion with any copy of Stormblood anyway.
Is that true?
I think you do. I'm sure I've seen it on a lot of the product pages where you get Heavensward with it.
There are versions that come with, I think, Stormblood and Heavensward come together, but they don't. But the base game doesn't always come with it.
You don't get the base game, but you do get Heavensward with Stormblood.
Okay, so
and if you're super interested in Red Mage and Samurai, you're getting Stormblood anyway. So
so that's kind of cool that you don't have to buy Heavensward separately. I think you're right. I think you're right on that. So if you have the base game, there's still a lot of sales on it out there you can get it for like $10. So if you buy then Stormblood, you get Heavensward included with that. It sounds like so. There you go.
Yeah, there are sales periodically. You can do this for not too expensive.
Yep, and as long as you reach level 50, you'll be able to get that Red Mage and Samurai job. Though I believe they're still going to keep the Heavensward jobs locked within Heavensward.
And if it's anything like the previous, at some point you may need to get into the advanced areas, get past that story completion to take them too much further, but you can at least start with them.
So this is always the time where, I mean, if you are a new player and you want to kind of maybe push a little bit of that progression, kind of give yourself something to work towards, if you haven't yet, join a free company. There's a lot of people in there who are more than happy to help you get through new content, progress through the storyline and get through so you're not waiting for duty finder groups or just random groups to, hopefully get through it on, something that's not always run very often.
I heard there's a really good FC on Vamprit called Garuda Gang. If you're a new player on Vamprit, maybe you should join them.
Garuda Gang, the silliest and best FC on Vamprit. I heard.
I've heard it's just a silly place.
I heard it. A bird told me.
Yeah. Not run by some guy named Flattuss.
That would be silly. Who would have a
Yes.
name like that?
Exactly.
It's run.
It's almost as crazy as that name Shinta.
Yeah, it's actually run by some guy named Cypher Blackfire, so that's probably the guy you need to go talk to.
Or stay away from. Far, far away from.
But yeah, I will definitely second the finding a free company full of nice folks. I've seen people who are worried about, oh, I need to level to this immediately. I need to pick the most popular jobs that will get lots of invites, and ended up slogging through a lot of stuff, skipping cutscenes, fighting through dungeons on jobs they didn't even like. And at a certain point, it became, why are you torturing yourself this much just to play this job? Like, what difference does it make if you get to do it a week earlier and you're doing all the stuff you loathe?
Yeah, it's Shin and I both tell people that new to the game that join us right off the bat, like, enjoy yourself, don't rush. If you need help from us, don't worry about skipping cutscenes. Well, we completely understand. We wanted to watch the cutscenes when we first played the game. If you want to watch them, I mean, if you want to skip because you're just not into the story, that's one thing, but if you, by all means, want to watch cutscenes, watch cutscenes. We're not going to force you to skip it so we can start something. People can wait, enjoy your time, enjoy the game you pay for.
People say you can watch it in the end, but honestly, like watching something after you've just fought through a batch of enemies, like it totally does feel like different tempo, different pacing. Watching it as a set of disconnected things in the end is totally not the same.
Exactly. So play the game the way you want to play it. Find a group of people who you can get along with, and go through it that way. Don't feel like you have to get through and be level 60 and eye level 270 just when June 20th drops. All right.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Another thing too is you do still have time.
Yeah, it's like
there's a few months until Stormblood comes out, and you have time. You can take your time.
Yeah, we're just under 3 months right now.
Yeah.
And you know what, guys? A little spoiler. Even with Stormblood coming out, you don't actually have to be top tier. You can take time to get to it even when it's out.
Yeah, and we'll be covering some of that with the numbers a little further along.
Exactly.
I think.
Yep. So yeah, if you're new, just keep playing the game the way you want to play it and enjoy it. If you're still working on Heavensward, just keep pushing through that content at your own pace as well. Depending on what point you're at, there's plenty of time to get caught up. Like we said, we're just under 3 months away right now. So there's plenty of time to get your character ready to go to Alamigo and Doma. The patch we're in right now, patch 3.5, is basically that catch-up phase to allow you to get up to the higher eye levels. You should easily be able to hit eye level 265, 270 by the time Stormblood drops. You can probably do it on a couple of different jobs as well.
Especially with the increasing scripts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. They did increase that, as you said, that limit for Scripture Tombstone, so you can get 900 a week.
Yep. If you have a group that can get you into the Savage Raid tier, the limitation for that has been lifted, so you can farm those now. And I believe in the next upcoming patch in the next few weeks, they will be releasing the lockout on Dune Sky.
Well, we hope.
You would think I think they did that for the World of Darkness.
He did mention in one of like the 87 interviews he did at PAX between PAX East and Frankfurt that Dune Sky would get a unlocking. So
you can then you can start farming that because that's 260 gear.
And
and don't
quite
forget Diadem.
Oh yeah, Diadem. You can get a sudden unexpected drop, kick you up right there.
Yep, eye level 265 gear, eye level 280 weapons as a possibility.
Quite frankly, as long as you manage to clear Baelsar's wall, which is just eye 230 average, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
By the way,
all this other stuff, it's gravy. It makes it a lot easier. But if you have enough to clear all of the story, you will have enough to start on the next bit.
By the way, for a little bit of salt for everyone who does Diadem, my mate did his first run of Diadem a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. And his first run, he got the 280 weapon.
Was it for his class?
Yeah.
Was it good statted?
No.
I was going to say, if it was good statted, he should buy a lottery ticket.
The last thing you need is to make people worry about that, because this is not that important right now.
Oh, and don't forget, there's also the 270 right side gear from Dune Sky for doing Proto Ultima.
Yes, so you can
yeah.
get and I don't know if they'll unlock that. They may unlock that portion as well.
I don't know because I don't know.
That's weekly. They probably won't unlock that, but still, I mean, a free 270 between now and that, you'll get all 270 pieces before.
Yeah, you can get it for at least 2 jobs and almost 3 at this point.
Yeah.
And I want to say, for those that do get geared like that, don't be afraid to do Savage, especially A9S. It's not hard. And this is coming from me, a casual scrub.
But it says Savage.
Nah.
It sounds scary.
Does the S stand for spoopy? A9 spoopy?
No, it stands for
Spoopy.
More
sloppy.
like A9 Spoony.
Sloppy.
Oh no.
Hey, the new people who are working through it aren't going to understand why that's a thing.
You'll understand the joke when you get older. So, if you're basically sitting at endgame and don't know what to do with yourself right now, help out people who need it. You know, help out the people who need to get their clears on something in ARR. Help somebody get a clear on, the trials that they maybe haven't cleared yet. Remember when we've got the books. What are they called? The little Chloe books.
Wondrous Tales?
Yes.
Tales.
You know, if you help somebody through those, you get bonus points that you can use for, changing out a seal or doing a.
In general, they try to make it so when you're helping out others, you're going to get a lot of those bonuses yourself. So by doing that, it helps you become more familiar with the content, and it also gives you a lot of those little bonuses. So you'll find yourself with more tombstones to finish your gearing.
Exactly. I mean, because you get the bonus tombstones of lore, you'll get your bonus point for you can do the the shuffle, all that different stuff. And you might get some commendations as well for being the helpful guy that got everybody through it.
I'm only 850 away from that last reward.
Damn. The
Eventually.
chocobo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a
Nice.
long ways from that one.
My
I
mate-
am 1,000 away.
Nice. I know someone that's at 4,200. It's insane.
Ah, what a
Yeah.
likable person.
Well, literally all he does is do dungeons. So
Do they also have the mentor roulette one?
no, they don't do that. They just do healer he does all the roulettes as healer. So more chance of getting accommodations as healer. It seems to be.
I'll go ahead and mention that this is also a really great opportunity to try out a new job, to try a new role. Tank and healer roles are ones that are always in demand. And if you've got spare time and you don't know what else to do with yourself, testing out one of those to see if it's something that you can enjoy can open up a lot of queuing options for you. That said, if you don't enjoy it, don't make yourself do it.
Yep.
Also, the best place. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Chili.
I'm going to say best place to test it out if you do want to test out if you're going to like the job or not is Palace of the Dead, as it has the accelerated leveling system, so you can see how you like it at the end.
Chili, you are really sold on Palace of the Dead, aren't you?
It is the best thing ever, and everyone should love it.
And
Palace of the Dead is really, really useful. I mean,
See?
No, it is.
I've converted someone.
Yeah.
It's just not that engaging to me personally. Like I said, I agree that it is an interesting way to get an idea of what the flavor of a job really is. It's not really a great place to hone your skills for it, but like I said, it'll kind of teach you the basics behind that class and see if it's something you're willing to put time into.
Yeah, the dynamics of how you play the job will change a little bit when you're doing raids and the like, so it's not a perfect representation, but just if you want to get the idea, hey, is this something I could enjoy? Is this something I maybe want to try pursuing a little further?
Yeah. No, I was going to say...
Astro to 60 using and they're saying I never want to play this again.
Yeah, and that is useful info.
But what I was going to say is it's also a good time to look at trying some crafting and gathering.
yes. God, yes.
Crafting especially, I know people are like, but I don't like crafting. It's boring.
It's not
easy now.
It's not boring.
They've changed how it works. It is quite a bit easier. I'm hoping that they dump the specialist aspect that they had in Heavensward, because I'm not sure that many people really enjoyed it.
I kind of like the fact that it gives you a stat bonus now.
Yeah, well, why not just give all the jobs that hit that a certain point with gear or melds the bonus then?
Yeah, I've been working on my crafts a lot lately. Like, I have basically a crafting mentor who's been teaching me how to do like 3-star crafts and stuff like that. And we were working around today with my melds, seeing what I needed melded, how much stats I need. And we were looking at it, and I was making, what are they called? The pterosaurs in diadem that you can fish.
The pterosaurs?
Pterodactyls?
Nope, not pterodactyls.
It's the step up from those.
Oh.
Peats. Call them Peats. We'll call them Peats. But I was making peat leather, and I wanted to HQ it. Well, I was just kind of slightly off, and I specialize in leather worker. And I had a food buff on. I was ready to do it, and just looking at the stats, even if I wasn't, like, it would actually have worked out better if I wasn't a specialist for leather worker. Yeah. Just running the numbers and everything. And yeah, I was just missing, what was it? 1 CP. But yeah. Basically the specialist thing can go bye-bye.
By the way, while we're talking about crafters and stuff and gearing up, I want to say a thank you to Princess Asuna and Leo again. That over the last over the last week, they've actually been sending me ironwork stuff in the mail as a gift.
Aww.
So I now have a full set of ironworks thanks to them, my crafter.
Congrats.
Yay.
Sweet of them.
Yeah.
Well, plus the fact that you can get a lot of mats pretty easily now.
Yes. That's another thing that I've been working on is the folklore books.
Oh yeah, the new Zloe stuff. That's really good for capping on.
Yes,
it does. On your scripts.
Okay, and another thing. You do this Zloe thing per week. You get scripts, and there's this spot in Diadem that's really freaking good if you want to cap blue scripts, red scripts.
Oh, nice.
Super well. But you basically get the mission done, and then you go below the barrier. It's right next to where Purple Haze is, and you can collect pretty dang easily. Let me pull it up, what they're called. Nope, that's not the right button. But how do I Final Fantasy again?
We'll discuss that in a future episode.
No, seriously.
By the way, while you're looking that up,
there it is. Oh no, go ahead.
If you've capped up Zoe's, I don't know if you guys have capped Zoe's satisfaction yet.
Yes.
Well, haven't you seen my title? Well, people on the stream can't see it, but Chili can.
Yeah, I can see it. But yeah, I got the orphanage donations. I don't know if it's a standard thing once you've done it. But I was getting 180 blue scripts and 75 red scripts.
Yeah, you will cap red scripts on crafting or gathering. If you do that at max level.
Yeah, so all of the previous items jump up to a standardized level, but you'll get a randomly selected one, but you'll get the same rewards, and you periodically get those special requests that if you do all of them, you are going to cap red scripts for the week.
No, I've been able to. It seems to be the same stuff every week.
She said it will change every.
Yeah, they vary. It's randomly selected from the previous ones.
All right. Well, I was able to gather the same prismatic or prismatic dye stuff for this week and last week. So,
you were lucky.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, now back to what I was talking about. Like, if you are into fishing and go into Diadem, there's a spot underneath the barrier. It's right where Purple Haze, the giant worm NM, spawns. It's just a little barely north of that, just so you don't get tagged by anything. But you can get Moogle spirits, which are, I'm looking at them right now, are 72 blue scripts. And then you can get vampiric tapestries, which are 12 red scripts. And it's just a super amazing spot. I actually capped red scripts for the first time in ever. Like, I've never capped red scripts before, but now I finally have.
And then here's
Moogle.
Go ahead.
That's Moogle spirits without needing to mooch off of another fish, like
Yup.
directly.
You just get them automatically. There's only 4 things that come out there. There's those Peats, the pterodactyls, the Moogle spirits, and the vampiric tapestries.
Holy crap!
Yep, and you just use what are they called? The giant crane flies.
F all y'all, I'm going fishing.
Right? But no, I seriously have 5, 10, 15, 16 vampiric tapestries sitting in my inventory right now, waiting to get turned in because I can't turn them in because I'm capped on red scripts for the week.
Nice.
What's nice is if you're working on getting those books, there's a way you can turn red scripts into those tokens, which can then be converted into blue tokens. So you get 4 to 1 on those, which is very nice.
And if you want the materia, you can also buy them with red as well.
Anyways, there's plenty of stuff for you to do if you're feeling like, hey, I want to play a little bit more, but I'm not quite sure what to do while I wait for Stormblood.
Exactly. We got a little bit in depth because it actually they're doing some interesting stuff with what was already there and kind of making it actually mean something now.
Yeah.
Oh, check out that amazing botany, saving us from getting into the weeds.
Womp,
Fuck
womp.
you all, that was funny.
That escalated quickly.
Gardening humor.
It's the best.
Remember, people, always pick the clean hoe.
Wah, wah, wah.
I need an adult.
Anyways, moving on.
All right. So then, in preparation for this, Seyrr ran some hard numbers.
Yep, I went back, looked at... I looked back at... The only other data point we have was when we had A Realm Reborn and Heavensward started. And so I looked at a bunch of gear items, checked the item levels, checked what was available. Just as sort of hey, given that we've got similar design philosophies, what can we expect from what we saw with the previous expansion changeover? So back at Realm Reborn, the top players were wearing Augmented Ironworks gear or Dreadworm gear, which was eye level 130. It seems so tiny now.
Right.
Yeah.
How cute.
And that gear ended up being equivalent to the gear that drops in Sohm All, the level 53 dungeon. The crafters who were making the 4-star items of the time, their difficulty targets for progress and quality, they were equivalent to today's level 53 recipes.
Yep. And
so
going to the weapons side of it, if you kept up with your relic and your Dreadworm weapons, you could actually use those into level 55 because you weren't getting any more weapon damage or stats out of it, and until you hit your level 56 weapon.
Yeah, even the people who were the stuff at Sohm All is equivalent. That's the point where it's equivalent. So like the point where it's actually going to become any kind of improvement was actually beyond that. So if you're someone who's been keeping up with those raid tiers, that Anima Weapon series, you're going to be able to use that stuff for quite a while. You can just relax. You'll be able to just go in and enjoy the story. You will have gear that's strong enough. And even when you start reaching that upgrade point, you're still probably going to be all right with the previous stuff. Being a level or 2 behind is nowhere near crippling. Yep. So for people who are at that point, relax. You are totally set.
There's a good chance that you'll probably be able to push level 57, 58, or 67 or 68. Is our guess.
I was using for gathering gear. I actually had the Lucis tools, I think I had for gathering. And I was able to make use of those up until level 57 and 58 when I started switching over. So for something like that, you can just relax, enjoy, glamour it up into something you're going to like looking at because you'll be able to keep it for quite a while.
I was still using those in my 60s.
Yeah. Well, you're a little bit of a scrub.
Well, no, the thing is, as long as you weren't like trying to do the 2-star stuff, it wasn't bad.
Like, once you're ready to move on to the new end game, you'll need to upgrade. But if you just need something basic to get you through the levels, you're fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I had Lucis and I had melded level 50 stuff, and it was actually pretty decent.
Yep. Now, for the players who were playing in the months leading up to Heavensward, but maybe the ones who are a little less gung-ho about endgame, they were usually wearing regular Ironworks gear and drops from the World of Darkness, which were item level 120. And that was, again, equivalent to the stuff that dropped in Dusk Vigil, that first level 51 dungeon. So, again, if you're at that point where it's like, hey, you've been playing consistently, maybe not been worrying about having the best possible, but just playing at a consistent level, again, you have something where you're not going to need to worry about upgrades for a little bit. You'll maybe need to start thinking about it a little sooner, but you can still enjoy the story and not have to worry quite as much about, oh no, am I behind? It is, especially for leveling purposes, it has been rare that you need the absolute best gear. It makes it a lot easier, but you can perform just fine with being a few levels under. Ideally, you're not necessarily running a level 69 dungeon with level 60 gear. That's maybe a little bit much, but you should be fine for several levels.
Unless you want a challenge.
And make sure that the other members of your party are also okay with challenge mode.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
Yeah. And even for the players...
my relic weapon!
So anyways, even for the players who are coming back after a break, the lowest level of crafted item in Heavensward, that was item level 115, just a little bit below that 120 we were discussing. And those items were given out as rewards for the level 50 Heavensward quests. So those opening quests were pretty much an opportunity to fill out a gear set for one job. In general, this game has been designed so if you're progressing through the main scenario, plus a couple side quests, or a little bit of other level appropriate content, you'll have an easy time of leveling one job to the expansion's cap. And again, with Heavensward, we saw that same pattern where just going through that main scenario, occasional side quests, you would keep getting filled out with a set of level relevant gear. Second or third or fifth jobs, you're a little bit on your own, but usually at that point, you would have a higher level job that enabled you to get to that stuff more easily. I do want to note specifically for crafters and gatherers, the game's internal calculations for your progress gains, your chance of success, all of that, that does appear to have some kind of level correction function. Back with when Heavensward came out, if you were a crafter who moved from level 50 to level 51, you would see this big increase in your progress gains, even though you had no change whatsoever to your craftsmanship rating. So if you're the type of person who's been doing those 3 and 4 star crafts, who's been trying to have the best ones, you might struggle a little bit with the new recipes for a short time, but once you actually gain a level or two, you should start seeing a lot of those results you're used to without needing to worry quite as much about upgrading your gear.
Well, if I remember correctly, even with the your fighting classes, once you jump from 50 to 51, there was a huge jump in like HP and things like that.
Indeed. They definitely have it where there's like a little bit of sort of a level correction function going on there. So if it's something where you're feeling like, oh, this is so hard, I'm so far behind, don't go dumping all your guild quite yet. Just get a level and see how it treats you. I think you'll be surprised with the results that you see.
Yep. So like I said, if you are one of those guys who has been keeping up with all of the Savage Raid tiers and you're eye level 270, you're good, bro. You're good. And like I said, if you're just a casual person, even if you're only sitting at I-255, you're good for quite a while as well. So,
yeah. Even if you're someone who's a bit further behind, our general, the history we've seen says that they're going to provide you with some stuff to help you catch up.
Yep.
You're maybe not going to be quite as amazingly equipped. And the people who do have that high-level gear, who do get to not worry about that, they do get the advantage that they get to sell off this stuff. Yeah. I certainly hawked my fair share of Crest rewards back when I went through Heavensward. So it is a nice little bonus for the people who are there, but even if you're not, you're still going to be able to get through.
But remember, also, we have almost 3 months to go.
Yeah.
Also, one small thing, if you have been not been playing for a long time, and you don't have much gear and you're coming back to the game, but you do know a friend that's been playing it still, ask him to do the call back a friend scheme, where you can click your name on the friends list if he's still got you on your friends list, and then you can send them an email, and then you'll get some silver feathers, and your friend will get gold feathers. You can use the silver feathers to actually trade in the eye level 230 gear.
That's right. So you've got that available. I love how you called it a scheme, though.
And that I-230 gear, that'll be enough to get you through the entire scenario.
No, I think you only get 2 pieces.
Oh, okay. It's still going to give you a big jump, though.
Yeah.
Yep. And tomes just flow when you hit level 60, though.
Yeah. But
You'll
it's
be
a
able to
little
level up
bit of
pretty
a
easily.
start when you're coming back.
Yep.
Especially if you can give that delicious newbie bonus. I have always pleased at the number of people who are like, newbie bonus! Hooray, newbie! We love you!
Do you have any
enjoy
questions?
my scheme.
All right, I think we're going to cap the discussion here. And we will continue talking about this on Monday with Flattuss and Shin, who should be there,
But that's not
right?
a reset day.
It's not.
Well, we're going to cap the discussion and then, anyway.
We're done.
How can we
done.
get more? It's not reset.
Well, it doubled.
Oh, yeah, true.
So we'll continue this discussion on Maelstrom Radio at twitch.tv/Maelstrom Radio if you want to listen to that live as well.
Also, purveyors of the wonderful Maelstrom Radio. Best cooking blog.
Also, praise Lava Scorpion.
Praise Lava Scorpion.
Praise Lava Scorpion.
I'm uncomfortable with this cult.
Too bad you're one of us.
You'll be fed to Lava Scorpion?
I'm not saying that we've had a hand in setting up that cult, but
You have.
They totally
But
have.
we have had a hand in setting up that cult.
All right. If you have questions that you want us to talk about on that episode, you can email. What can you email, Flattuss?
show at maelstromradio.com. You can send us an email there.
You can also email podcast at phoenixdownradio.com, and we will make sure that we discuss that with them as well and get your question in there.
I also heard you have a Twitter account.
We do. It's at maelstrom_radio. So if you want to hit us up there, and we also have facebook.com/maelstrom radio. So all the socials are covered and email. So if you have any questions or tips, maybe there's something that we missed here that we may not be. Maybe we won't even say it on Monday. And if there's anything we may miss, just let us know. We'll bring it up Monday or make sure to add it.
Yep, you can bring
But
it to
just
either
the
show.
tip.
God damn it, Chili.
Chili, you're fired.
Yay! See you guys.
That's the segment on Maelstrom.
Yeah, actually, it is, isn't it?
It
Are
is.
you going to bring it back now?
Just the tip with Flattuss. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Shin says we have to be better.
I don't know. I feel like you guys could aim higher than that.
But I said, well, if we still keep the bar low, right? And he's like, we keep it. It's like I don't think we can get any lower.
You gotta love
we'll
that low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
What did you say about me?
Wow.
No, I said you gotta love the low-hanging fruit.
Wow, Klaus. Okay, we
What
got
did you say about Seyrr?
Okay, all right. Next donation goes to get Klaus some basic comedy training.
What are we talking about? His testicles? What's going on here?
I'm confused.
I mean, like, there's a lot of ways you can go with that. You've got testicles, you've got the whole gay man thing. Like, the joke itself is low-hanging fruit, so we're going a bit meta here, and Klaus fucked up the whole thing. I'm disappointed.
Because that's what Klaus does.
So yeah, basic comedy training for Klaus.
Fruit 101.
Oh.
I need an adult.
I am an
I have a
adult.
pen. I have an apple. Apple pen. I have a pen. I have pineapple.
Slowy's pineapple pudding?
Oh, God.
If you stick a pen and put in a pineapple and call it pudding, I don't know if that's how it works.
That is frighteningly believable.
Oh, that sounds like you need a cream for that.
Speaking of things that are inside of things.
I'm intrigued to see where this is going.
Let's talk about Zurvan.
Yeah, let's talk about the guy in a cake.
We call that
yeah, that's called a Maelstrom Radio segue.
You get more of those at twitch.tv/Maelstrom Radio.
Shameless plugs is what I love. Thank you for whoring us out. Jazz hands.
I think
this makes me miss FanFest.
It seems like we broke Seyrr or something over there.
It's not hard to break, Seyrr.
Well,
it's really not.
See, even Seyrr doesn't have standards for how low he can be broken.
Oh my.
So he really is a low-hanging fruit? How about that lore segment, Seyrr?
Yeah. Yeah, anyways.
So, yes. Okay, wait, are we actually starting the lore segment now?
Yes, we're actually starting the lore segment now.
Okay. Just wasn't sure.
We're ready, Papa Seyrr.
Oh God, you made it weird!
Hey, I didn't call you Daddy.
Just the word daddy makes you puke.
Well, that and moist.
No, actually, moist isn't a bad one. It's a different word.
Can someone mute Klaus's microphone, please?
I think I can.
Awesome.
I can unmute myself.
Damn
so
it.
anyways, lore, this week.
Cake Toppers, a Yorzy edition.
I decided to go ahead with Zurvan, since we did cover Sephiroth and Sophia previously. And we've got the Warring Triad. Wanted to kind of finish them off, kind of tie that all together. So yeah, this week we're going to go ahead and talk about Zurvan. So in-game, he is, of course, the very last of the Warring Triad, the various deities summoned by Mericidian tribes to stand against the might of Allag, who were, of course, promptly captured by Allag and bound into the centrifugal crystal engine that supports Oz's Law. Partly for, hey, we're going to go ahead and do research because these primals, these icons as they call them, are super interesting. And partly because, fuck you guys, this is how much more superior we are to you. We will capture your gods and bind them into our service. Ancient Allag, kinda dicks.
Yeah.
Now, Zurvan in particular was worshipped by a centaur-like race, which gives him that design where you've got sort of that upper torso and then that kind of long body behind. They worshipped him as kind of this embodiment of eternal victory. And this is a theme that gets revisited a fair amount with him. A lot of the themes within his battle, the comments he makes, his actions, you have a lot of this idea of like going beyond this kind of infinite thing, this balance between good and evil and sort of surpassing it and being beyond it. Some of the comments he makes talking about how 1,000 suns may set, and yet these insults are etched upon my internal memory. That one I actually found is kind of a nice little fun way to express it. The term infinity is a relatively recent one. Mathematicians came up with it. Before that, like, people still had this idea of something that goes on, like, beyond all known boundaries. They didn't quite have that word or that concept of infinity as we know it, and so they would say things like, for 1,000, a million, which is, if you actually try to think of how much a million of something is, it's kind of an inconceivably huge number. Or a lot of those things you may see where it's like, where each age of the universe is millions upon millions of years. At a certain point, it's like, stop counting the numbers, stop adding them up. It's just beyond what you can comprehend. And so this concept of the infinite, not as a specific point, but just beyond anything your mind can comprehend. That's what Zurvan is trying to evoke here. Describing himself as a god who standeth above all their gods, talking about good and evil, the war eternal between them, and this kind of fire and ice opposites type thing, good and evil, fire and ice, where it's not that fire and ice are necessarily good and evil, but this representation of these two opposing forces that clash against each other. He has in his ultimate attack where he eventually freezes everyone in place and crashes through them with a fiery burst. The later parts of the fight where he puts a fire or ice seal on everyone and then sends that onto the battlefield. And kind of this interplay between these two opposing forces and being this person who controls both and stands above them is really the theme that he's going with there. Also, like all of the other members of the Warring Triad, he does have that origin from Final Fantasy VI, and so several of his moves are taken directly from there. Tyrfing, that attack where he stabs multiple times, which Tyrfing is actually a sword from Norse mythology, so otherwise it's rather strange to have it in there. Southern Cross and Wave Cannon, all of those are attacks lifted directly from his Final Fantasy VI appearance. Now, getting into the real-world origins, when we talk about Zurvan, we're going to talk about Zoroastrianism. It's one of the world's oldest religions that's still around, believed to be around 3,500 years old. It's a little sketchy whenever you get that far back in the historical record. It was the state religion of Iran back before Islam for over 1,000 years. And there's still a number of tenets in Zoroastrianism that appear to have influenced other religions throughout history, which I'll talk about a little more. There's not that many at this point. Some of the estimates I saw put it around 100, 200,000, so definitely paling in comparison to a lot of the other religions, but there are still practicing Zoroastrians around today. Now, the main branch of Zoroastrianism that exists today has two deities, sort of the kind of light and dark principle. So you have this idea of like a sort of a good god, a god of light, and then an opposing evil god. In Zoroastrianism, those gods are Ahura Mazda, the benevolent spirit, and Angra Mainyu, this destructive spirit. A lot of Final Fantasy veterans may recognize Angra Mainyu as an enemy name that has shown up repeatedly, usually as a fairly nasty demon. And Zoroastrianism actually was the origin for a lot of this idea of like this good god and this evil force that opposes them, this climactic battle between them, these messianic figures, this apocalyptic battle at the end of the world. Christianity, actually. So Judaism, back before when it was just the religion of the Israelites, actually didn't have many of these elements, didn't have the concept of a heaven or hell, didn't have as much the idea of this coming to this Messiah, this great battle between good and evil. Even though you do have kind of this duality in this belief system, the light is a little bit stronger than the dark, and so the eventual climactic battle is going to end in light's victory. So it's not like a strict duality type thing, but it is this thing between opposing forces. And that was something that when it came into contact with Zoroastrianism, Judaism began to take on some of these elements, start including that in their religion. And then once Christianity came onto the scene, it really started emphasizing some of those. It kind of ran whole hog with them. So this big emphasis on the idea of heaven and hell, of this big end of days, the whole Revelations thing about the huge battle between God and the devil. Heck, even the concept of the God and the devil is something that's a bit more of a modern creation and is heavily influenced by how they're portrayed in that original Zoroastrian thought. Now, that's kind of the main branches I was talking about. Zurvanism is a sub-branch that at this point it's extinct. But in Zurvanism, you've got Zurvan as this kind of primordial creator deity. The word Zurvan is actually etymologically linked to a Sanskrit word that means all or entire. So you've got this deity that you're kind of naming as like the entirety of everything. It's like beyond all of this limitation, beyond this concept of good or evil, it is just all. And that Zurvan was one who created Ahura Mazda and Angra Mainyu. So that one at this point is extinct, but it is this one that again gets invoked in the game as this deity that's sort of beyond good and evil, that created all things, that stands above all others. One other thing I want to note while looking at that, there is a symbol referred to as an Atar, A-T-A-R. It's this symbol of sacred fire. It is a big symbol in Zoroastrianism. It actually looks just like the Thaumaturge's emblem, where you've got that little kind of container with the flames coming out of it. That one, I think, is just a coincidence. I don't think they're trying to say that Thaumaturges somehow draw their power from Zurvan or anything like that in the game. More just this kind of universal idea of this sacred fire. Thaumaturges are, as we see in Old On society, they have a kind of religious aspect to them. And so they're taking that sacred fire as their symbol. I don't think it's intended as a direct link between the two, but it's just kind of a nice, hey, here's that symbol showing up again.
Well, they're mostly Lalafels, and Lalafels are evil, so...
We are not evil, just misunderstood. Evil.
AKA evil.
We are an earthen root. We are sentient earthen roots.
Potato.
When have I ever done anything evil?
So anyways, with that... One thing I wanted to touch on with that Warring Triad, ignoring you crazy people for the moment... since we've covered all three of them, one of the big common links between them is a lot of this tie-in with especially early Christianity, the development of that. You have Seyrr and that link to the Kabbalah, the idea of that this is this pathway that God comes through to reach our universe. You have Sophia and the Gnostic religions, where you have the idea of the Christian God as kind of an imperfect reflection of a bigger, truer God. And you have Zoroastrianism, where, especially in terms of Zurvanism, you have the idea that the God that, again, the Christian God, is one that's kind of created by this one that's beyond this idea of good and evil, that is this sort of infinite type thing. So all three of those kind of had their takes on the Christian religion and have been declared heretical at various points. And having all three of them come together, in the original Final Fantasy VI, which is where that naming came from, and I would love to talk to them about why they chose those names for them. At that one, it was something where you had these three huge forces that are kind of fighting each other and balanced against each other. In 14, you have them as three forces that are kind of aligned with each other. They're not purposefully working with each other, but they're all the gods of these Mercidian tribes that are all trying to stand against the ancient Allagans, which is interesting to look at that and think about the ancient Allagans as seeing themselves kind of beyond this whole thing of belief in gods, discarding all these religions, and at the same time kind of taking this viewing themselves maybe a little bit as gods, kind of stepping into that one, and just having these ones that all have this common origin of their interactions with Christianity, which I know in Japan has often been viewed as something where, not necessarily with devout belief, but kind of a, hey, this is really cool, this has this interesting belief system around it. There's always been a kind of fascination about it, even if they don't necessarily believe it in the same way that you see a lot more in the United States. So I just thought that was something really interesting to touch on there.
Very cool. Thank you very much. Now we know all about the Warring Triad. Or something like that, right?
Something like that.
But you said about where they get connected, I thought you were going to say that they're all connected to Lalafels for some reason.
You always think I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
No, they were captured by Allag, and Allag is evil. Allagans created potatoes, so potatoes are evil.
I just want to know where the cake comes into play.
I want cake now.
There's cake?
I finished my cake yesterday.
Mm.
I had lime and chocolate cake.
And you didn't share.
Lime and chocolate?
Yeah.
Who's Lyman?
Yes.
And why is he
religious
chocolate?
People.
And then
They have
says
nothing to
potatoes
do
aren't
with
evil.
this.
He's like, I ate my cake yesterday, and none of you people get any.
None. No cake. Haha.
You're not helping your debate there.
Well, I would share, but by the time it got to you, it'd be kind of not very nice.
You do praise an evil scorpion that hides in a volcano.
Speaking of that,
that is actually not that far from some extant religions. I feel like I need to find info about this.
He died for your tombstones.
Tombstones, you fuck! Tombstones!
What do you want on your tombstone?
Well,
Why is that the bit I get upset about?
Chili, I think it's that when he kills you, he eats your tombstones. And the pizza, not the actual tombstone.
Oh, that fucker is not touching my pizza.
Yeah,
Triggered by pizza.
Sorry, Chili. I'm killing your god.
Curtis is. It's okay. He'll respawn again in 7 days.
No, unless you run it again, he'll be there.
You know, I really love how if you look at the journal, for a lot of the quests where you're running a dungeon again, somewhere that ostensibly you've cleared out, it talks about how you're taking this voyage in your mind.
So
Is
in
that
other
what it
words, we're
says?
crazy.
Yeah, no,
We have a very active imagination, thank you.
hang
Yeah,
on. I'm
that.
reading directly from, I'm doing the animal weapons quest, the part where you go through all the dungeons. Here we are. Though your visit to the Eyrie severely taxed your strength, it is not yet time to rest. Nevertheless, you bid Ardashir make for the safety of Ishgard, for where you mean to go, he cannot follow. Rather than face the enemies without, you choose to face the enemies within. Your memories, that is. Using the power of your mind, you will relive your battle in the vault.
God, imagine how awkward that is, really. People go into Ishgard and all they see is a load of people stood there drooling.
Or doing with their eyes closed, pretending to attack or cast spells.
All the healers are just standing there in a fetal position.
So it's a normal run of the vault.
Yeah, pretty much.
I made my weapon stronger. How? I used my imagination.
Yeah, I have to figure that at some point the people writing I've said it before, but read the journal entries. There's definitely some amount of sarcasm and snarkiness about it. It's really great.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
sleep. That's where I fight in the Eyrie.
And the follow-up entry. Though your reenactment of the battle in the vault only loosely corresponded to the actual event, you are hopeful that the experience was of some benefit.
There's some weight given to the Vath being the drug dealers of Eorzea now.
I'm still convinced the Mughals are the drug dealers of.
No, they're the ones that get drunk on chocolate wine.
Yeah, the Mughals are the drug users.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Well, they probably peddle it as well, but they use it themselves.
You don't use your product.
See, that's why the Vath wanted to get to know the Mughals.
Yeah.
Where do the where do the fuck, what are they called? The
Use
bird
your
people?
words, Luna.
Vanu.
Fuckity fuck.
Fuckity fuck.
The freaking
Vanu.
yeah, that's what they're called. Where do they come in?
They're just
They
like the
just-
They
hippies.
dance.
They're the hippies.
They're just hippies.
They're
Yeah.
the pole dancers that lure you in.
Yeah.
Kumbaya, my lord.
They're like living off the land.
Sanua.
Praise the sun. Or
They
the
use,
moon.
like-
They praise the moon.
I always like listening to the Vanu talk, just like the number of nature metaphors they manage to work into every phrase. It's kind of pretty.
Hey, I also finally finished the Mughal Beast Tribes this week.
Yay!
The first ever Beast Tribes I've ever done. Ever.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Ever.
Wow.
You should do more. They have fun stories. You get to do fun combined quests.
Yes. You can combine their powers.
I'm
Also-
good. I'll just stick with Moogle.
There's
I like the Vath.
there's an almost entirely naked Mikote guy.
Yes.
Woo!
Right.
That's a selling point for some people.
Which one is the naked one?
Um,
You have to do them all.
Which Beast Tribe?
You have to do them all.
He doesn't want to.
and then you get,
spoilers?
and then you get the naked Makote.
No,
He
I have
just
to
shows-
do all the Beast Tribes.
Yes.
It's,
It is a naked Mikote.
Yeah,
Yep.
he shows up when you go to bed at the end.
Oh my god, that's worse.
Perfect.
He watches you when you sleep.
Some people
yeah,
get off
he's
on
the
that.
type.
Anyway.
Thank you.
Anyway.
You get a bubble that pops up that says "Daddy of Light," and just wake up.
Daddy!
I have Nanamo watching me sleep. That will do.
Does she call you daddy too?
I didn't
No,
want to
because she
go
has
there.
Mob on for that.
I'm
Hey, real
sure the
quick.
Rule 34 exists. I don't want to see it.
I was gonna say, is Rule 34 does exist. Is it called mashed potatoes when that happens?
Oh,
No?
Thanksgiving is ruined. I hope you're happy.
There's Rule 34 for that too.
They're more like sweet potatoes.
Anyway, we did get one piece of email that showed up just after last week's show from our good friend Kane Thorbreaker from Hyperion. He goes,
Hey, Kane.
Could Seyrr tell us the lore behind the Praise Lava Scorpion movement?
I mean, I can. It's one
I'm all
time
ears.
Chili apparently took a lot of drugs. Like, a lot of drugs.
It was just some bad fertilizer.
Yeah, you're not helping your case here, Chili.
I know the lore of the Lava Scorpion.
Do
This will
share.
be good.
Yeah. See, what happened was. Chili was down in he went to go talk to a dragon, and the dragon was like, yo, there's a thing going down in the lava, and Chili was like, I enjoy being under the ground because potato. And he was like, I'll go down there, and then he went down there, and he was like, I fought a Bulbasaur, and then I fought then I fought a turtle man or alligator man, and then I went down, and then I fought some worms, and then I got to a lava scorpion, and he was the most majestic. Well, I shouldn't. Well, whatever. Lava scorpion, the most majestic scorpion of all the scorpions. And then Chili laid knees down in front of it, prayed to it, and then it killed him. And then he was brought back to life. And then he killed it, and then it gave him tombstones. And then in 7 days, tombstones first, and then tombstones. And then it's the order of operations.
Okay, you got to get this right, or otherwise you're going to have like this big religious split, and there's going to be a holy war, and no one wants that.
Nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants the holy. Do you want me to explain the Twinkie? Explain the Twinkie. And then then Chili goes down there every 7 days, and he offers up his body first, and then in return, Lava Scorpions offers up its body, and then Chili comes to the internet, changes all his socials to praise Lava Scorpion, and then he comes on Maelstrom Radio, and we start a cult, and then
It's just
I mean,
what happens.
that's the thing you do sometimes. You're like, I don't know what to do
Also,
today.
the arena's
Let's start a
kind of
cult.
like. Also, the arena's kind of like a shrine with that little buildings in the background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am deeply worried for the structural integrity of that mountain.
Also, my head lore is also the fact that he was in hiding, sealed up by a battle with Nidhogg years ago. And now that we've beaten Nidhogg, the seal has been broken.
I feel
Lava
like this
Scorpion.
raises more questions than it answers.
Lava
I mean, there's
Scorpion, the true end boss of Stormblood.
Yes.
The Book of Scorpion is full of many tall tales. That being one of them.
Damn.
Praise Lava Scorpion.
Oh. May
Well,
he forever walk in the.
So Chili, I have to ask, how does the cult of Lava Scorpion feel about that one scorpion that lives under the water in Sastasha hard mode?
He is the devil.
That's about what I expected. I just wanted to be sure.
It's the fire and ice thing because Zurvan is like a giant scorpion too.
So wait, is there like an over scorpion? Like one that goes beyond Lava Scorpion and Sastasha Scorpion?
We find out
Yeah, but
in
Lava
Stormblood.
Scorpion is top tier.
When we find out when they clash, they create new lands, and that's how the world of Eorzea was created in Chili's mind.
Hydaelyn itself is just a giant scorpion.
This is also surprisingly close to a lot of real world religions.
Yeah.
I've
As
done
they
it.
thought the fire and ice made land. It makes sense.
Yeah. And then the lava pills grew from the land, like potatoes.
That's not poison in the stinger. It's potatoes.
Well, potatoes.
Well, one's
are
got
poisonous,
potatoes, one's got gravy.
Potatoes were
What?
originally.
What?
You know, I actually had an idea today. I wish I had Photoshop skills, but I had an idea of making Scorpios, the lava scorpion cereal. It turns the milk red.
It's spicy.
Tastes like sriracha.
It tastes like burning.
It's like, yeah, I even had a little, it's like lava scorpion. It turns the milk red and it goes to a little lalafell going, I used to have a really good taste bud, and then my mum bought me lava Scorpios, and now I don't taste anything. Thank you, lava Scorpios.
Hang on.
His face is melted off.
Yeah.
Let's see. Culinary uses of scorpion venom. I feel kind of like I'm about to start down the road of that one book in Great Google Hard.
All right.
See, I wasn't actually thinking of actual scorpion venom. I was thinking something really spicy like.
Luna looks like every high schooler from 1998 Seattle.
You know what? Okay. Listen, I've been told my glamours, my crafting and my glamour, my gatherer glamours make me look like a freaking Abercrombie and Finch model.
Okay.
Like,
I feel like you've appropriated something and I don't know what.
Yeah, Luna and I are going to meet down at the Peach Pit.
Oh, my.
There you go. That joke's going to... Three people are laughing right now.
Gonna meet down at the juice bar. At the Angel Grove Youth Center and Juice Bar.
Look at this. Look at this. Do you see the size of this hammer? Can we talk about the size of this hammer?
The hammer's bigger than me.
Yes, it is.
It's the band.
This is my band hammer.
I want to make a Dr. Horrible reference here. I really do.
I want a hammer that big. It'd be great.
It's hammer time, guys.
All right. Flattuss.
That is a distressingly large hammer.
I would love for you to like swing that rapidly over your head and go dun 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 dun.
My giant pizza cutter. Hey,
Yeah.
you said you needed tombstones. I got a pizza cutter that you can use.
That is a fucking pizza cutter. Oh my god.
Hey, Luna, put the pizza cutter back on. Put the pizza cutter back on and then draw it as a weapon.
Do victory pose.
Okay, hold on. I know my pizza cutter shrinks once I pull it out.
But rotate so that you can see
That's
it.
what she said?
Oh, it does shrink.
And it spins.
It does spin. Look, I don't even have to do shit. It's a self-cutting pizza cutter.
It's like a fan. It's amazing.
I'm slightly worried as to what might be animating it.
It slices. It dices.
Did Geralt get bored and start putting sentience into leatherworking tools?
Yes.
Can we create a commercial where Chili doesn't know how to cut pizza and therefore the automatic pizza cutter is needed? Where we see him trying to attempt to cut pizza and somehow he fails at it.
Just like that one where it's like, yeah, like, how do you not know how to remove boxes from a cabinet, lady? You don't grab all the boxes. Everyone knows that.
It's my Lalafell trying to cut the pizza, but the pizza's too big for him to reach.
Yeah, and then the pizza falls on the floor and just Chili's like, oh no. The automatic
It's my pizza again!
Yay!
What? God, like those commercials, some of them are actually for legitimate things. Like they're usually designed for people with mobility issues, or like if they've got an issue with their hands and they can't grip as strong. They're actual things. You just don't need to try to make it so everyone buys one. Sorry, this is a sore point for me. Ooh, that is a very large.
It's called the Easy Pizza, and it's it's easy pizza to cut out a piece of pizza.
Anyway,
that's it. I have run out of shame.
This has been
been
fun. This has been Phoenix Down Radio.
Sponsored by Easy Pizza. Not really.
Easy Pizza.
Easy Pizza.
Do we get free pizza now? Is that what you're telling me?
Only if that becomes a thing.
Easy Pizza, the easy pizza.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something
Easy peasy pizza cutter.
I'll tell you something that will shock everyone here and everyone in the world.
Uh-oh.
I don't like pizza.
That's allowed.
Gasp.
But you did like the mac and cheese that you had, correct?
Why don't you like pizza?
I'm not a big fan of tomato. And
Okay,
the
but what
tomato
if
base,
you have like a Alfredo
No,
pizza?
I
Yeah,
was gonna say you could have a white sauce pizza.
mac and cheese pizza.
Most of it's like tomato base that I've had. So
Oh, so you don't like the
Yeah.
tomato?
that's all I can taste for me. Tomatoes I'm fine with it, but with the
Tomato.
paste it's weird.
Tomato.
You could
Tomato.
you could also do like
Tomato.
a
Tomato.
pesto.
Pasto.
Pasto.
Pasto. Okay, where is this conversation going? This has nothing to do with Final Fantasy.
We were
now.
talking
Now
about
we're just talking
pizza.
about food.
Well, that's what happens.
Welcome to Maelstrom.
Oh, guys.
We got
I
Maelstrom
learned-
Radio.
Wait,
That's why I'm
I can
fat.
I can circle it back. I've
It's like a
learned
pizza.
a new recipe. Discovered a new
I've done it.
I've done it. I
Come up
can
with
now
a new
have
recipe.
pasta. Yeah, level 5 pasto.
By the way, did you guys see the Final Fantasy 15 April Fool's joke?
Kenny.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't.
Kenny.
Oh,
Did you guys see that I posted that Kenny Crow looked like the "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scarecrow"?
He kind of does, yeah.
Digital
He looks
style.
exactly like it. Like, yeah.
oh God.
What? So, I've now derailed Phoenix Down Radio. So
We probably have
slowly
people listening to the podcast and they're like, when is this just gonna end?
Yeah.
But what if it
So,
already
Flattuss,
ended?
how about those shout outs?
All right. I want to shout out my co-host Shin, who couldn't be here tonight. 'Cause
We
he
love you,
had
Shinta.
he had to go and be with family for a surprise 80th birthday party for a relative. So he was sad. He missed it. He was actually really excited to come on the show, and then he's like, "Man, I forgot."
Oh,
I was like, So, and I also want to shout out, of course, Chili and Seyrr and Klaus and Luna for having me on. Because I mean, most people don't know this, but we were the new kids on the block, and we still technically are the new kids on the block when it comes to like content creators and podcasters.
It's like a pyramid scheme. You need to find someone else to start a thing, and then you can start taking their profits.
But it's true. It's kind of like Shin would say. It's kind of like the Weaver class, the Ponzi scheme, and we'll talk about that Monday. And so without you guys were super nice, and meeting you guys at FanFest is awesome, and then allowing me to come on your show and ruin it. And so thank you all so much, and shout outs to, of course, the rest of the people on my FC on Fanfrit Garuda Gang. By the way, if you listen to this and you're new and you're looking for a server, come to Fanfrit, because Shin and I are delightful.
They're pretty awesome.
Just look for Garuda Gang.
Yeah, we'll welcome you with open arms.
Thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure having you on again.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, guys.
Chili.
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead. You were going to say.
I was gonna say, do I need to whore myself out again?
I mean, we're not going to stop you.
If you want to throw out the links, go right ahead.
All right. So if you didn't hear that earlier, but real quick, you can find us on twitch.tv/Maelstrom Radio. You can find us on Twitter at Maelstrom_radio. You can find us on Facebook.com/Maelstrom Radio. You can email us at show@maelstromradio.com. And you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google, YouTube, all the other stuff. So if you want to find us to watch us and listen to us, we are out there. And you can find us, of course, at maelstromradio.com.
Excellent. Go check them out. Like I said, we will be joining them on this upcoming Monday to finish our How Do I Prepare for Stormblood conversation. So make sure to check that out. Chili.
I'd like to give a shout out to a Twitch called Maelstrom Radio. You should check them out at twitch.tv/Maelstrom Radio with Flattuss and Shinta. Also, if you're on Fanfic, go check out Garuda Gang FC. I'd like to shout out to Evolved Mail, aka twitch.tv/Evolved Mail, aka Samus Raceborn, aka your girlfriend's favorite streamer. He's just got married yesterday, so congratulations, mate, on your wedding.
Congrats.
Yeah, that is you. Anyway, I'd like to shout out Unchained, my other podcast I do. If we reach 30,000 downloads in a month, I will be giving away a PS4 game of your choice, excluding collector's editions or limited editions. So if we reach 30,000, I will be doing this giveaway. Please be excited.
Yay! What about that other podcast?
Moogle Go Round. Shout out to Moogle Go Paul Metal at Moogle Go Round. Every second Saturday that Phoenix Down Radio is not on, we stream Fantasy 14 on Moogle Go Round. Go check us out sometime at phoenixdownradio.com. Also shout out to Klaus.
Are you okay? Can you breathe? Did you pass out? Well, you are kind of passed out in the game, but...
shout out to Seyrr because he's awesome also, and a shout out to Luna because we missed you.
Oh.
Yes, Luna, go ahead.
What? Oh, man.
You have lots of shout outs to catch up with.
Apparently I do. Shout out to, oh my god, there's Naked All Raw flexing in the background. I can't concentrate now.
Fortunately, he's hiding behind the pole.
Shout out to my FC RPH Roll Hyperion on the Hyperion server, one of Hyperion's RP FCs. If you're looking for a role-playing server, come on by. We'll treat you right. We have lots of friendly people that are willing to help out.
Oh yeah. We have been working tremendously hard on raising funds, so when Stormblood comes around and they do open the new housing ward, that we can upgrade to a mansion. And these guys have end game.
Yeah. Oh god, we'll talk about that another time. But these guys have gone above and beyond in helping me raise funds and supporting me and supporting pretty much everyone in the FC to get this new mansion, and we've hit our halfway goal. So
woo!
Let's keep doing that. That's awesome. Another shout out. I don't know. I don't have that many shout outs. I mean, if you want to go follow me on Twitter, it's Luna_Vox. Or if you want to follow me here on Twitch, also Luna_Vox. Other than that, not much going on. Shout out to the Milk FC on Hyperion, one of our good friends of our FC. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Seyrr.
Shout outs to the wonderful people in Duty Finder who were okay with my passable at best healing. I am White Mage 60 now. I'm not quite sure what to do with that.
All the things.
Yeah.
Do holy over and over and over again.
Oh, I did. And with an occasional asylum mixed in, just for, further graphics card wrecking.
Perfect. Mix in a few Medica 2s and you're great.
And thank you to the occasional random person in Idleshire who is able to link a dungeon drop that I didn't have because I was trying to figure out what I actually wanted to target for glamours. Also a true endgame. Been trying to actually put together glamours recently. So, in general, my appreciation for this community that continues to be awesome and is all right with someone saying, hey, can someone link a filibuster code of healing? Like, the fact that I can just go and shout that, and within, 5 seconds, someone links it. No questions asked.
You're going for the whole Fallout look, huh?
It didn't quite look the way I wanted, so I'm not quite sure what look I want to go for here.
Is it dyeable?
It is not. There is the Filibuster Code of Casting, which has the same model, but different colorations, but they were not quite the look I wanted, so I'm still re-examining it. God, all of the healing glamours I see suggest it's like, oh, look, I have Demure Flower of Healing and Love. It's like, no, I don't want to show off my skin. I want to be like a capable, confident person. I want to look like an adventurer. I am not adventuring in heels like that. I am not adventuring with that much boob exposed.
Are you saying I'm not a competent adventurer dressed how I am, Seyrr?
I would never say that.
We are very competent adventurers. We are Scion adventurers.
I would never say that.
It would just suggest it. I mean...
Dun, dun, dun.
I might think it. Write it on a couple bathroom walls.
Sarah's saying that your fairy is an awesome healer.
Yeah,
wow. Thanks,
you're a competent DPS, and your fairy is an awesome healer.
All I know is I want dresses for my male Lalafell.
This is my understanding of how you play Scholar. You are a DPS, and then your fairy is a healer.
That's not how this works.
I want
You've been lied
dresses.
to. You've been lied to.
I want dresses for my male welfare.
Your
You want
fairy
a
is
bunny
competent-
outfit.
Yes, I do.
Your fairy is a competent healer, and you're a terrible DPS. Is that how this works?
Thanks, Seyrr. Thanks. Anyways, Klaus, do you have any shout outs?
Can I get that on a shirt?
What?
Your fairy is a competent healer. Your
Oh my
DPS.
Put that out on Redbubble.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
I want to shout out everybody who's watching us live on Twitch. We've got Fagwent, Kane Thorbuster, Leek Wibble, Linalietta, some group named Maelstrom Radio. Is that what that says?
Radio.
Radio?
Radio.
Yeah, we're
They're
rad.
pale-
We're rad.
It's so
yeah.
rad.
They are pale imitators of Maelstrom Radio. Thank you.
Right. Necromancer,
Yeah.
Nick
Oh,
Nar,
I'm hungry.
Remix Sakura, and Squiggle
Sakura
Jen.
for the win.
Yes, thank you so much for watching us live. Quick shout out to Remix Sakura for putting out an awesome RP podcast with Emmy doing Musecast XIV. Go check them out sometime. They are very awesome as well. Throwing out all the shout outs to the people. Shout out to everybody listening on the podcast. We really do appreciate that. And of course, shout out to my co-hosts, Luna, Seyrr, and Chili. And thank you again, Flattuss, for joining us this week. We look forward to continuing our conversation on Monday. It should be a lot of fun.
Pleasure's all mine. Can't wait for Monday.
Yeah. Like I said, if you want to get a hold of us, we are available podcast at phoenixdownradio.com. You can check out this show and all of our past shows out on our website, www.phoenixdownradio.com. And like I said, if you're listening on the podcast and want to check us out live sometime, we are at twitch.tv/phoenixdownradio. We are also dabbling with the live streaming on YouTube, so you can search for us out on YouTube. We are still short a few followers, few subscribers to get our own custom URL. So search Phoenix Down Radio, or on our website, you can click on the YouTube link. It'll take you right there. And we also do have a Patreon. If you feel like you want to support us, patreon.com/Phoenix Down Radio. Any donation would be awesome. It'll help to cover the expenses of server hosting and things like that. So we would definitely appreciate that. So like I said, we will be continuing this discussion on Maelstrom Radio on Monday. But for now, we are going to go ahead and call it a night. For our wonderful guest, Flattuss from Maelstrom Radio, for Chili, for Luna, and for Seyrr, I am Klaus Nightbringer, wishing everybody a wonderful evening. Happy, what's the date again today?
April 1st.
Happy April Fool's Day. Take care.
All hail Lava Scorpion.
Phoenix Down Radio is a production of PhoenixDownRadio.com and Illusion Productions. Final Fantasy XIV and Eorzea are trademarks of Square Enix. In-game content for Phoenix Down Radio is the copyright of Square Enix. Opening music for Phoenix Down Radio is provided by Guilty Gear Rock You. Check out the Metal Chocobo theme cover and many other music videos at youtube.com/Guilty Gear Rock You. Closing music for this episode is provided by Guitar Wanker 90. Please check out their full version of Matoya's Cave and other rock video game covers at youtube.com/Guitar Wanker 90. The views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of Phoenix Down Radio and its hosts and do not reflect the views of Square Enix.